Joining us to discuss more on this is security consultant Tubosun Bolariwa. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. What do you think could have aggravated the Boko Haram attacks in northeast Nigeria, even with the achievements announced by the military? Tubosun, if you can hear me, will you speak?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Okay, I said that what do you think could have aggravated the Boko Haram attacks in northeast Nigeria, even with the achievements announced by the military?
Okay. I wouldn't want to call it an aggravation, to be honest with you. We are in a terrorism situation, and we've been in it since 2009. In any country, the best position not to be is to be in a position of conflict. Unfortunately, we are there, and the military, the police, and the security agencies have recorded a lot of achievement in the effort against insurgency and insecurity. But it doesn't just go away like that. There will still be, between the period of terrorism and the time that we are trying to get out of it, there is going to be packages of attacks here and there. That's why when you look at what is happening in Iraq, in Afghanistan, in Libya, in Israel, all those countries, in the UK recently and in America, despite the fact that they've recorded success and despite the fact that there has been a truce one way or the other, there is still packages of attacks here and there. And I think we should still prepare ourselves to see more of that in Nigeria's situation too.
The University of Maiduguri in Borno State seems to be a regular target of the insurgents in recent times. Are they trying to send some kind of message, maybe about their ideology, do you think?
I wouldn't call it sending about their ideologies. They've told us time and time again that they are all about mayhem, they are all about to destroy lives and properties, and they are here to make the country ungovernable. So we knew that already. A lot of effort has gone into countering that. So we are currently in a post-conflict stage of the terrorism situation we have in Nigeria. Unfortunately, we're still recording loss of lives here and there, which is quite unfortunate. But we've moved from the issue of ideology. It is just that terrorism don't just go away like that. It's still going to take us some years of packages of this. The ideology is there. It's wider than before. They have wider network across Africa. They have wider network across the world. The ISIS are doing their things in France, in the UK recently. So it's all part of a global effort against insecurity and counter-terrorism. So we know their ideology already, and we are working towards how to wind that up. But the people should still be prepared that it's not yet, we're not yet out of the red when it comes to the issue of insecurity in Nigeria or in Africa.
Do you think our security forces have it all together? Are we missing anything in dealing with the group once and for all?
Well, I wouldn't want to put any blame on our security agencies at the moment, judging by what has happened between 2015 and now. 2015, 2016, the Boko Haram insurgency have free rides all over Maiduguri. Now the Nigerian police currently is thinking of restoring civil authority back to the northeastern Nigeria. It's a massive project. It's going to take some time for that to happen. The only bit I can say is that I still think the National Orientation Agency needs to do a bit more in their reorientation of people towards changing our mindset towards issues affecting security of life and properties. It's not all about guns, gunpowder, and ammunitions. There are strategic efforts that different agencies, Ministry of Interior, National Orientation Agencies, all across board of security agencies in Nigeria, religious organization, everybody has a role to play in ensuring that there is enough security of lives and property of their citizens in various aspects of our lives. it is fortunate for us in Nigeria that we have a lot of voluntary organizations and non-governmental organizations doing one thing or the other in different groups. But are they putting a lot of effort towards reorientating their people in the area of getting involved in counter-terrorism initiative? I think there is still more work to do in those areas.
Right. It is true that many people and communities have suffered the trauma of being victims of the Boko Haram insurgency. So according to what you're saying, how long do you think it'll take to reorientate the people, to restore civil security in those communities and the post-insurgency that the army is dealing with? I guess she didn't.
If I hear you very well.
Yes. Okay, did you hear me?
Well, you are trying to ask me.
I was saying that if you could give a timeline to all of these things that you're talking about.
Okay. The worst mistake any security expert would do is to put a timeline to how to deal with situation affecting security of lives and properties. We can only do our bit to move towards it. If you have Ebola running into the country, you cannot put a timeline on how you are going to get rid of that because you don't know where it is, how far it has gone, and everything. So I'm always a little bit agitated when I say security agencies or security personnel trying to put timeline to curbing insurgency or insecurity.
Right. Thank you.
It's not professional. It's never done anywhere in the world. And I wouldn't want to support that.
Right, thank you so much for your time. Security consultant Tubosun Bolari was speaking to us live from our Abuja studios. Let's move on now. There was tight security in other parts of northern Nigeria as Muslims came out in their numbers to hold Eid prayers to mark the end of Ramadan. Worshippers were searched thoroughly to prevent any form of attacks.
About the Prophet Yunus that in
Salah morning in the Federal Capital Territory. Muslims making their way to the prayer ground in Karu, in the capital city. For 30 days, Muslims around the world have fasted, prayed and performed zakat in observance of Ramadan. The Eid al-Fitr celebration, which is the feast of breaking the fast, is an important religious holiday which marks the end of Ramadan, the Islamic holy month of fasting.
Allahu Akbar.
After prayers, the Imam of the Isban Mosque in Abuja is asking Muslims in the country not to forget the lessons of the holy month of Ramadan as they join their counterparts all over the world to celebrate Eid al-Fitr.
The fear of Allah that has come into us in Ramadan, we should continue to exemplify it even after Ramadan.
In Kaduna, despite increased fears of possible attacks by Boko Haram, thousands of Muslims trooped to various praying grounds across the state to observe Eid al-Fitr prayer. Security was tight at the prayer grounds as worshippers were searched before being allowed to the Eid ground. In a solemn message, Governor Nasser El-Rufai calls on Muslims to engage in activities that would only promote peace and unity in Nigeria.
I continue to call on you to unite against the agents of division. Let us all understand that the greatness of our state comes from our diverse ethnic groups.
In Kano State, Governor Abdullahi Ganduje also leads top government officials, tourists, diplomats and politicians to perform the prayers to mark the conclusion of the Ramadan fast.
All the residents in Kano are brothers and sisters, and we should continue to respect our cultures so that we understand each other and stay in peace.
To the northeastern part of the country, Yobe to be specific, Eid prayers were performed successfully, but amidst tight security.
Coming up in a moment, a bridge under construction in Kenya has collapsed. That's in a moment. Please join us again.